In 1969, Ford launched the Mk1 Capri, and the advertisement slogan said, "It was always the car you promised yourself." Well, this car behind me was advertised as the car you always really promised yourself. It's the Crayford Mk1 Capri, also known as the Caprice. So today we're here to talk to John. So John, how did you come across such a fantastic car as this?
So I was restoring the Mk1 Capri, and a friend of mine from around the corner who's part of the club, Nick Hunt, and he said to me, "You do know they've done a convertible Capri?" And I said, "No, Nick, they don't. I've never ever seen one." He went, "Let me show you." So he showed me some pictures. At that point I realised this they did, and I said I'd really like to get myself one. And we found this one. It had come from an auction in London that hadn't sold, so it was taken to someone's house, and Nick tracked it down to buy it for me, and he bought it for himself.
Oh dear.
So anyway, cut a long story short, after a bit of negotiation and a little bit of a drink on top, I managed to take it off of him, persuade him to sell it to me, and
brilliant.
And I've had it for 27 years.
Yeah. Now it's not always been this colour though, has it?
No, it hasn't.
So
no.
what colour was it before?
So when I got it, it was white. It was diamond white, full diamond white.
Yeah.
I had a couple of marks on the paintwork, so I thought I'd get it sprayed, and a chap that me and Nick know, he painted it for me, added a pearlescent paintwork, but sadly when you scratch it you can't touch it in like a normal car, so I still love it.
Yeah. So tell me about what else you've done to the car apart from spraying it up.
Lots.
Right.
So it was originally a 1600 crossflow.
Yeah.
I put the 3 litre in it from another Capri that I was restoring.
Yeah.
The interior is different, the wheels are different, the whole running gear has been completely changed, just to make it a bit more user friendly. It's also got a 5-speed gearbox, which is a real rare thing on these, but so I've completely changed it from how it left the factory.
Yeah.
But it's quite 3 litre Capris. They've only done a couple of Crayford ones, so
right. Okay.
This is
extra special. Yeah. Let's check out this interior because I'm loving the interior. Let's have a look at it, shall we? So John, I really like the interior. I love this white. Is it leather?
It's a leatherette.
Leatherette. Okay, right.
It's vinyl.
So tell us about it. We went from black to white. What happened?
So again, my good friend Nick, he'd had his interior done in white, and I thought it's absolutely beautiful. Yeah. So I ended up speaking to his friend, it was Sid the trimmer, up at Camden Lock. He worked underneath the arches, and we had a chat, and he done the interior for me. So yeah, and as it is now, it's been like this for the past 24 years, and it's stood the test of time.
Yeah.
It's getting a little bit tired now, and I'd like to put it back again to a bit more original. The original was black, and to be honest with you, one thing I never ever realised was when the sun beats down through the windscreen, that white reflects on it, and it's a little bit difficult.
Nightmare to see. Yeah.
So that was a bit of a fluke, but to be fair, it's still lovely. I still love it.
Yeah, it does look good. I guess it's difficult to keep clean though, isn't it?
It is. Yes, it is. Yeah, it really is. But I don't use it. If it was an everyday car, I think it'd be a nightmare because it's only used on high days and holidays and just for car shows and stuff. It's not too bad to look after it, and it's stood the test of time. So yeah.
The interesting thing is, Crayford weren't the only coach builders creating convertible Capris. The other was Abbott's of Farnham. This version kept the rear quarter-light glass, which in turn made the car lighter when the hood was up. But the trouble was, although they had taken orders for 50 Capris, the company was in financial trouble. So in the end, they only made and sold 7, which makes these cars far rarer. But wait, it doesn't end there for the Capri convertible. There was actually a third version made by Car Bodies of Coventry. And this version does have a bit of a mystery to it. Sir Leonard Crossland, who was Ford chairman from 1968 to 1972, asked Car Bodies to create a white convertible Capri with an electrically operated hood, but this was apparently written off in road testing. So a second one was built, but Ford deemed the project too expensive and the idea was scrapped. But it turns out that maybe these two cars still exist. In an excellent article by Capri Style Mark 1 Register, Sir Leonard Crosland sold the car to his chauffeur, who then sold it to a person in Wales. It has a 3-litre GT engine, and the original number plate was MNO10J, and this one is MNO101J. So if you're the owner of this car, please get in touch, as we'd love to solve this mystery. So John, we've talked about the Abbott conversion, and they had a quarter light at the back here, didn't they? So yes. What did Crayford have to do regarding this petrol cap here? Because that would have been on the side, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would have been. So originally there would have been a D-window here on the original Caprise. And that's obviously a little bit of a blind spot, which is a bit of a nightmare, but it's not so bad. But the original window would have been there, and the petrol cap would have been there. So yeah. Obviously they've had to move it to there. So it just shows you how much work was put into making these from the factory. Yeah. To alter it so you could still put petrol in it, basically.
Have you ever come across an Abbott?
So some time ago, just before I bought this, we found one in a barn. Right. Again, my mate Nick, we found one in a barn. And I took all my pictures of my Capri to try and buy it off and trying to convince him that I was a really good owner and I would look after it. But he wouldn't part with it. And it was in a poor state and it needed restoring. But I really, really wanted it. But it was a no-go with him, so we just left it.
That's a shame, yeah.
Real shame, real shame. But there you are.
Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. But this engine in here, because originally it would have been a 1600.
Yes.
Now you've replaced that with a...
With a 3-litre S6 engine.
Yeah, there. So, and they were pretty rare and all, weren't they? There weren't many of those.
So originally on the list of Capris, they only actually converted 3-litre Capris.
Right, okay.
But this is now number 4 in theory, because I changed it all with a DVLA, so it's actually on the logbook as a 3-litre GT. Brilliant. Crayford Capri.
And how does that go?
The best way is we go out in it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Brilliant. Let's go for it. John, isn't it?
It is a shame, but do you know what? It's a lovely car to drive, rain or shine, really.
Yeah. So listen, get involved. What do you think of the Crayford? Let us know in the comments below. Do you own one of the original Abbott versions, which of course only 7 of those are actually completed? So it'd be nice if you've got one of those, because they are a particularly rare car. Or do you think the Capri should stay as a hard top? It's a bit like Marmite, isn't it, John? Some people like them, some people don't.
Some people do, yeah. I mean, and again, the roof when it's down looks completely different to when the roof's up.
It certainly does. And make sure you subscribe to the channel, because I really appreciate that. Now John, you're the 3rd owner, aren't you?
Yes, I am, yeah. It was, it belonged to a solicitor and a doctor, one in Devon and one in Cornwall.
Right.
And as I say earlier on, it came to an auction in London, and that's when we found it. So yeah, so I'm the 3rd owner.
And the original advertising slogan, which was, this is the car you've always really promised yourself. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do, yeah. I absolutely love driving it. Yeah. Every time it puts a massive smile on my face. I might not drive it from one week to the next, but when I do, I just think I need to go out in it more.
And what is it actually you love about it? What is it that really, you know, is the thing that grabs you to it?
It's the sound, it's the smell, it's just everything about having an old car that's so rare as well as this one.
Yeah, and having the roof off is a bonus, right?
Having the roof off is a must do. Yeah. Sadly, sometimes you do have to put it on.
Yeah. Also, this car, there's not many of these around. We think there was 32 originally, but there's more, isn't it? Explain that.
When I bought this car 27 years ago, there was 32 registered by Crayford.
Yeah.
But there's been a few more discovered since. Crayford were not particularly good at making a note of what they had and hadn't done. Right. So over the years, Barry, who runs the club, has got a list of all the ones that were done. This is number 20. from when I got the car. But as I say, they believe it's probably 39. But Barry's the ideal person to get in touch. We'll give you the list of all the cars that were done on the register as it is today. And again, there was some done under licence to Germany.
Right, okay.
Don't know the details of how that all works, but it was done under licence by Crayford, I believe.
It's incredible that Crayford didn't keep an account of what they were making. It's mad.
Yeah, really.
Especially such an individual car, it was such an exclusive car. That seems strange, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah, but say they made some lovely convertibles.
Yeah.
Cortinas, and as you know, you've done the Wolseley Hornet.
Yeah.
Which was nice.
It really moves, John, doesn't it?
It goes lovely.
It does.
As I said before, the trouble is I'm getting a little bit too old for the noise, but when you get in it, you think, I just love the noise.
I think this is a fantastic piece of motoring history. But what do you think? Please leave your messages in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. But if you want to see another Crayford, this is a fascinating story about how Heinz Foods collaborated with Crayford to create a classic English car.